Welcome back to another episode of Yeti Kitchen. Today we're making a tangy, tasty, versatile side dish, or if you fancy, a main. This dish is inspired by the Chef John. Go check him out. Links in the description. We'll be using a glass dish like this for the cooking process. I find it crisps up the potatoes a little better than a metal dish. Let's get our cutting board out, and then we'll snap some yellow potatoes into existence. Okay, yeah, there we are, just like that. I chose these because much like Yukon Gold, they're creamy in the middle, but they hold up a bit better than Yukons. Now we're going to be having these bad boys like so. We want them nice and flat so they can get crispy on the bottom. Oh, it's so tedious cutting. Let's pull on that magic we had earlier. There, that works wonders. Now that we have the potatoes cut, let's season them. Let's start off with a bit of olive oil. Next up, the salt, and you want to use a generous amount here. Next up, also a generous amount of black pepper. I know it might seem like a lot, but pepper is definitely a prominent part of this dish. And some sweet paprika. It doesn't need to be sweet paprika. It can be any dried capsicum. Cayenne's a good alternative. Now mix it up. You really want to get in there and make sure they have a good coat. Now let's oil up our glass casserole dish with olive oil. And place our potatoes face down, like so. A little tedious, but we're going to go at sonic speeds. Oh, finally. Now that that's done, let's put it in the oven at 400. Put it in the middle rack, or you can use the lower rack depending on how hot your oven gets. Now while that's in there, let's prepare our lemon broth. We're going to start with this garlic here, which we only really need the 3 cloves. We're going to be smashing it, because if you chop it up, it's going to burn easily while it's cooking. Just like this. Next up, let's prepare our thyme. You can use dried thyme if you'd like. I'm using fresh for this dish. You don't need very much. Definitely less than we have on the plate. About, one more sprig. Yeah, you know, this amount should do for the entire dish. Next, take the bowl that we mixed our potatoes in and pour the broth in there. It's about 2 cups of chicken broth I'm using, but you can use any kind of broth you wish. Next, we're going to be zesting an entire lemon, or about a tablespoon of lemon zest. Once we're done that, we're going to roll this lemon to get the juices flowing in the inside. And then we're going to be juicing it right into our mixture. Just like that. Now I like using a sieve to catch the bitter seeds. I'm sure there are people who know way better methods of cleanly juicing a lemon. As long as you get the juice out, that's all that matters. Now let's give it a mix. Alright, after about 15 minutes in the oven, you're gonna get something like this. It already smells pretty good, but imagine how great it's gonna smell with lemon and pepper. Now, I tried using these two forks. It's not a very good method. I do not recommend it. As you'll see, I just kind of give up and use the one fork. But you want to be careful here, because you can easily burn yourself. Alright, this is taking too long. Let me go at sonic speeds again. Aha! There we go! Perfect. Now, let's pour our broth in. You just want enough to cover it all. You don't want too much or you're just gonna get soggy potatoes. Now, you can place your thyme wherever you want, but this is where I find the most effective method of distributing the flavor is. Same thing with your garlic. I mean, it's all gonna permeate into the dish anyways, so it doesn't really matter, but I like to think it does. Alright, after another 15 minutes, we're gonna get something like this. And we're gonna do the tedious process of flipping the potatoes. And this is the last time, I promise. After about 20 minutes, or 30 minutes, depending on your oven, this is what you're gonna get. Delicious, creamy, easily smashable potatoes. Alright, let's dish up. They're kinda sticky. That chicken broth just reduces down into this flavorful, sticky, delicious... I don't know what you'd call it. Sauce? Yeah, sauce. Alright, let's top it with a bit of fresh thyme. And here we have it. Delicious lemon potatoes. These are honestly so delicious. If you're a fan of lemon potatoes or Greek potatoes, you're gonna love this dish. Let's give it a shot. Didn't turn out as crispy as I wanted it. But it's definitely the amount of creamy I want. Oh man. This is delicious. Now you can use any kind of potato you like, really. I'd recommend russets if you have that available more readily. It's delicious. Thanks again for joining me in the Yeti Kitchen. I also thank you for your patience with my videos. For my American and Canadian friends, I hope you're keeping cool out there, because it is hot. I'll catch you next time on Yeti Kitchen.